Hello everybody, and welcome to episode 34 of Omnifactory. My name is ZD Sauce, and we went to the moon last episode. We came back from our telepad over there, or I guess we actually didn't teleport onto the telepad, but we teleported right next to it. And we picked up a lot of moon turf, and what we did was we used our Atrium macerator over here to turn that all into some moon dust, and right now I'm actually using it to get some of this dilithium dust, which I'm assuming we'll probably have to use for something eventually. There's no other recipes for this dilithium ore, so or we could smelt it into one, but I'm pulverizing it into two instead. So I figured I'd do that, just because why not? But we finished up our moon dust, and I'm putting it through our centrifuge right now. So all the moon turf that we got is moon dust now, and we're using that to get a bunch of this deuterium. And the reason I'm getting this is because we want to make a bunch of modularium, and that is because we want to work on making our first small Microfirst Projector today, which I think is a pretty big landmark in this pack. It will help us basically get the automation of rarer resources going, and that's because we will be able to make this I forget what it's called. Oh, a Microminer, and have our first foray into the Microverse. So yeah, that's the goal for this episode. Is I want to basically make one of these, or make the actual multi-block structure here with this quest line with all these different items, and then also make an actual Microminer and send it on its way. Have it bring us back some resources. So with that, I am trying to gather up everything that we need to make a bunch of modularium. I think I might have done my math right here, but we will see. Because I just want to take a full 16 buckets of this deuterium, and let's bring it over to our blast furnace. And where's my fluid input hatch? It's really not used much, but so yeah, now we got 16 buckets of deuterium, and let's take out the current aluminum here. And I think what I want to do, deuterium is just a combination, modularium is just a combination of steel and energetic blend. And so with 16 buckets, we should be able to make 320 ingots. And I think you do need a lot of these, so I don't feel bad just stocking up on these. So yeah, if we just put the two of these in here, I think it should be okay. And hopefully I'm going to have enough energetic blend, but we'll see. I did try to math that out correctly, but I very well could have messed up. So I think I should have 320 ingots exactly. But if we're a little bit off, then we can fix that later. But should grab the last of our energetic blend here, and we can throw that into the chest. And I think it's a relatively quick craft. Ooh, maybe it's not. So this will be going for a while, but we should be able to get some of our modularium cooked up in the meantime. Here we got our first ingot here. I don't think there's a quest exactly for that, but we're going to need a bunch of that to basically make all of these different components. So I just bookmarked all the parts of the quest listed out, and I'm going to work towards making them. So this will take a bunch of 2 or 3 circuits, so I'll get those going. And then the rest is pretty straightforward. It's just a good amount of modularium, and then just buckets, hoppers, easy stuff to get, chests, things like that. And how these multi-block structures work is basically it always uses a smaller size to make the bigger one. So these can always be easily upgraded in the future. So to make a tiny item output, it's very straightforward. And then to upgrade it to a small, you just add some more modularium, chests, etc. This Ineffable Glass is pretty straightforward to make as well. This moonstone is just diamond, and then these lunar reactive dusts, which is just a resonator, which we built a few episodes ago with some lapis. And then this quantum compressor is just some resources that we already have, some black steel, glass. I made up a bunch more black steel in between episodes as well. Actually, I guess these elite catalysts is something that we haven't made yet. Actually, I think that's also a quest in the mid-game section. Yeah, over here. So let's make that. While we have some of our modularium cooking up. Where is my base? Hey, I found it. I haven't played in a couple days. I'm still getting my bearings down. Okay, so a quantum compressor. So we're going to need to get elite components and elite catalysts for this, which I don't think they're too bad. We just have to make ender pearl plates, And then the rest of this is stuff that we have plenty of. Aluminum plates, good. We have a huge stockpile of that. Also, look at how much aluminum we've gotten. And I'm assuming we're going to back stuff on sodium soon. Maybe at 16,000. Oh, that reminds me. We have finally backstuffed on an item with the emerald upgrade. We have our maximum amount of coal. So the maximum amount is 65,000. So I'm assuming eventually we're going to hit that with redstone, with iron, with copper, with everything with those upgrades. With diamonds, although we want this to keep on going for a very long time. But we're still kind of far away from the other places. Except for overworldian matter. That's actually kind of getting there. Anyway, that was a bit of a tangent. So to get this elite component, ender pearl plates. We can't make a compactor, but we can use a cutting saw. This seems similar to how we made those glowstone plates. So let's make that block of ender pearl. Just with this, we can make a few of these. Why not? And it should be as easy as just throwing them into the cutting machine and letting that craft up. Also, if I haven't touched on this, if you've been wondering what this is mercury. And that's because I have just been electrolyzing up a bunch of redstone because I'm trying to get some ruby dust to get a little bit more chrome for stainless steel. And redstone's a very free resource with deep mob learning, so I just figured, why not? But a side product of doing that is mercury, which I'm not really sure what it will be used for, but it's a really, really slow craft. So it's just something that's been running in the background for a while now. Cool, so we got some ender pearl plates. So now let's make some elite components. I think we should have everything, right? Let's get like 8 for now and complete that quest. And that should allow us, to make the elite catalyst, and then we should be able to get our elite crafting table, actually. Cool, we got 2 catalysts now. Look at us making progress on the mid-game tab. Oh, and this actually gets us to the next catalyst as well. Is the elite extended crafting table something we can make right now? Definitely looks like it. Actually, that's not too bad at all. Why not do that? We really have no reason not to. I'm sure we're going to use that relatively soon, and then we can see what else that will unlock as well. So really for that, all we need is 8. We need 16 more of these components, which I think we should have enough stuff for. 16 in total, and we want half of those to be made into the catalysts. And then also, excuse me if I do have a bit of a cold going on. It's not coronavirus, I hope, but that's a little timestamp into the future. If I'm ever watching this back, or if anyone's ever watching this back, the time I'm recording this, I'm very quarantined in my own home right now and not allowed to leave for anything but groceries, pretty much. So that's where the world is right now. But that's okay. It leaves a lot of time for Minecraft and other fun stuff. Just need a bit more black steel, and we should be good to make this now. Oh yeah, something we can also do. We could probably just reuse this, but I think you can also just turn this into 2 of the tables. Because once you make one, I guess the idea is that you're allowed to have unlimited. So do it like this. And let's see, if I just maybe put it like this. I mean, we could probably do every craft we need just in the elite extended crafting table, but ooh, that doesn't look good though. Well, it's fine for now. I'll try to figure out some way to make this look slightly better, because I'm assuming there's wires under here, right? Oh, actually, maybe that'll look better. Yeah, okay, that's a bit better. Anyway, so we completed that quest. Let's see the next one. This will just get into the ultimate components. Are these makeable? Uranium-235. Which I'm assuming we're going to need this uranium. Something I might need a centrifuge for, or the tiny clumps. That seems like a bit... Okay, 238ing. This seems doable. We might need to make a thermal centrifuge, but this isn't really super high priority. I don't really know how much we're going to get into nuclear craft anyway, but if we're going to need that to get into the next the next crafting table, then I'm sure we'll need to do it eventually. But I believe the elite crafting should suffice for a very long time. This is a huge crafting table. Man. All right, so let's take a look at our modularium. We have a bit, but I might have to take a break and let a bit more craft up. But maybe we can make our machine controller at least. Let's get some processors arrays going at the very least. And then, oh yeah, for this, we're also going to need a few more elite catalysts and stuff like that. So I need 9 of these. Cool, still have enough of these ender pearl plates. That's good to see. And now I need 2 more catalysts. And then I have to also make a black iron frame. And we get our quantum compressor. So this is one of the things we'll need. I think this might go in the middle or something of the multi-block. I haven't looked too closely at the actual multi-block structure. I'm just going to get all these different parts out of the way first. But yeah, I've kind of shown off nothing's really too crazy to make here. So I'm going to take a break and craft up all these different components, and then we can come back and assemble the multi-block. A fun interlude while we wait. So the Ineffable Glass is actually pretty cool. I'm playing on peaceful, so I don't think it really matters, but you can actually walk right through it. But I have no idea if mobs can or not, but if they can't, it would be a pretty cool way to like guard your base from creepers and all that other bad stuff. I know like Thaumcraft has like some barriers you can put that allow players in, but not mobs. I'm sure there are some other different ways to do it, but it's gonna be kind of cool, and it's also like a nice connected texture as well, so it'd be cool to kind of just like lay out all your entrances with this Ineffable Glass and then just run right through and be like, hey creeper, you can't get through. It's also breakable. Ooh, I thought I was about to crash my world there. Nearly did crash my world there, but it was able to hang on. Now I was about to say, you're able to break this glass and nothing bad comes out of it. You don't lose it, but I guess something bad might come out of it. Okay, that one was okay. That might have just been a coincidence on timing. I'm not really sure what went on right there, but my recorder was just like, oh, your encoding is overloaded and things are gonna break. And that's the same message that I got a few episodes ago when things like kind of just froze in place for 30 seconds or so. I didn't want that to happen again, but things should be good again. All right, I need to wait for a bit more modularium, so be right back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, and we're out. We need more. So I'm kind of just waiting on modularium, and I decided I think now's a pretty good time to add a few more rooms to our base. So I'm extending 3 more rooms out, which is not too bad. I just need a bit more of these factory blocks. I think 1 more stack might do. Just want to show, I guess, kind of how I am making up these rooms. Kind of got it down to a science now. I'm just using this building gadget and kind of just filling things in that way. And yeah, I basically just make a nice little 15 by 15 room. Or is it 17 by 17? It's a chunk, whatever it is, or it's one less than a chunk, and then a little 3 by 3 entryway in each place, and that makes for pretty nice symmetry. And then the connected textures make everything look very fancy and nice. So I think that's pretty good. So I've made almost all the parts that we need. I just need to upgrade these the item output, item input, and the fluid input, just because they are not big enough to do the micromining missions quite yet. But that might be enough modularium. We will see. So for the normal fluid input hatch, we have to get a small one first. And then normal, which we need more buckets for, I guess. Let me just get like a bunch of buckets as well, because I think buckets are pretty common to need in this. Cool, so we got our normal fluid input hatch. Our big item output needs a lot. Okay, I don't think we're gonna have quite enough modularium quite yet, but let's do the item input first. I think we just need a small. That should be plenty, right? No, it wants a normal, and that won't complete the quest unless we get that. And we got only 1 piece left. But yeah, we're gonna need like 12 more, I think, for big item inputs or outputs. So that's too bad. but give me a good excuse to expand the base a little bit, but I'll be back in a few more when we have a bit more modularium. Okay, it looks like I actually just missed the nice quest reward ding, so my apologies for that little shot of dopamine. But yeah, we got it. We got all the different parts. I'm not sure if we're gonna have enough machine casings, but we will see soon enough. But that opens up the next quest, which is to actually make this Microminer, and that should be straightforward enough. I've looked into these recipes, and they really do not seem too bad. But first off, let's try and assemble this multi-structure. Don't need the building gadget or any of this stuff for now. So if we look into JEI, we can see the different multi-structures you can make. So you can make this massive Microfirst Projector. There's different things, but what we are going to be doing is making the small Microfirst Projector, which can I see the, okay, here's the complete structure, and I'm not sure how picky it is about like which inputs and outputs can go where, but I want to try it my own way, and then if it's complaining about it, I will change it up so that it uses the exact formation, because how it has it right here is like you have the energy input and then the output right next to each other, and on the other side we have the input and outputs, or the inputs for the items in the fluids. So I don't know, we'll see how it goes, and I would like to be able to change it around if I can. So let's see what we can do. So the actual energy input, so this should be able to take 4000 EU or FE, or the standard RF. There's so many different abbreviations we can use. And let's try to do like the item output there, and then maybe we could have the the item input and fluid input in here. I don't know if this is gonna work. My one worry is that like things like blast furnaces are very customizable, but that's a completely different mod. This is this is modular machinery, so it might need to be more exact, but we'll see. Cool. And now, I think we are going to need more machine casings, by the way, but we can cross that bridge in a second. So the rest is just machine casings, and then we need a quantum compressor in the middle. And then on all access points to that, we have we have Ineffable Glass, which we should be able to... Can we right-click through that? It doesn't look like we can. I thought we'd have to access this quantum compressor, but maybe not. I really don't know what this quantum compressor does, to be honest. I was also like, wow, why am I so short? But that's because I'm standing right through the glass. So we have a machine vent on top of that, and then the rest should just be machine casings, I believe. Which, yeah, it looks like we are 5 machine casings short. Actually, wait, this modular machine controller definitely needs to go somewhere, because that is like the heart of everything. Does it even have a... Oh, it does have a spot for that. Okay, I see. So let's maybe put that like right here. So if I put this here... Nice. And I'm assuming we can't just like fill in the extra spots with the glass, right? Yeah, structure not found. That's okay. I think it might be a bit pickier, but let's grab this glass. And I think I'm gonna need what, like 16 more modularium? Need 8 more. Wait for it. Oh yeah. Okay. We need to turn these into machine casings as well, which is pretty easy. We just throw into an assembly machine and it'll take 4 modularium and return 1 machine casing. And then once we do that, we should be good to go, I believe. And then we can see if it cares about being specific with where everything's placed. And if so, that'll be easy enough to change around. So we got our 4 machine casings, and let's see if it recognizes this as a valid structure. Missing structure. That's a shame. So I think what I'm going to want to do is actually move this out away from the wall a bit in that case. It's kind of a pain. Give me 1 sec. Okay, moment of truth. Trying this again. Ooh, it changed colors. I'm gonna assume that means that it worked. Look at that. It's beautiful. It's a tiny little cube. Okay, the controller's here now. So, yep, it's saying structure found, small Microfirst Projector, which is good. That is what we are indeed going for. Yeah, so now what we can do is just input our different items that we need and our different fluids. Well, I think I might just use rocket fuel. I don't know if there's different fluids you can put in besides that. And then I have it hooked up to power in the back here through this energy input. And then it should be able to run its so-called mission and return a bunch of outputs based on that. So, actually, yeah, that is the right place. So yeah, to basically run a mission, we're going to need to make one of these. And essentially what we can do is make, one of the microminers, make a quantum flux, I guess just a quantum flux. That seems easy enough to make with moondust and a diamond, or not really sure which one is cheaper. These are both very easy to make. And then a chest, and it will go on its mission, and it has 12 different item outputs, and this should be big enough. It is nice. So it should be able to fill up this big item input, or big item output, and give us all these different things. Unless we want something else. We can't make that yet, and we don't really need stellar creation data. Okay, so we will just do that first mission. So first, let's make that quantum flux. I guess we'll just use this version of it. Sure. I don't think there's a quest associated with that, but I'll give it a chance to update if there is. And then I looked at the recipes for these. I think we should have everything we need for the different parts of making this microminer. Oh, we do need to make a few redstone blocks, though. So we need 2 of these. And then the field generator, couple conductive iron thrusters, and this basic diesel generator, which just gotta make an LV machine hull for, which should be relatively quick. Okay, that was quicker than I could type it back in. And now I will take my microminer, please. Cool. Another quest complete. And then the last thing we should need is this chest, and then, oh, also some rocket fuel. So how much rocket fuel do we actually need? 8,000. So I don't think this will use up. Now I'm scared though. Let me grab some buckets. Just because I don't want to overuse my rocket fuel. We don't really have it automated yet, and it is kind of annoying to make, so I already lost some rocket fuel going to the moon. I don't want to be dumb and lose even more. So, did I get 2 quests done for that? Oh, cool. Look at that. Quantum flux. Okay, so it looks like there is a reward specifically for quantum flux, but I don't see it connecting to anything yet. But yeah, we have the steel-plated microminer, so let's give this a run and see if it works. So yeah, we just need to input the microminer, the quantum flux, and the chest for our item inputs. And then, can I do it this way? How much? This holds 50,000? Wow, it's a lot actually. Let's take all the rocket fuel in. 4, 5, 6, 7. So it shouldn't run yet, but when I put in the 8,000, I'm assuming this will just automatically start. Yeah, it says it's missing fluid input, so go. Ooh, it's so exciting. It's processing. Cool. I'll take my different things back again. And we're going to get a bunch of loot from this. At the cost of rocket fuel, some steel, and then energy, obviously, which this is fine. We're able to supply it a decent amount of energy with these different conduits. Okay, and I think it finished? Oh, nice. That's great. Okay, so this also kind of removes our need to go to the moon in the future. We're getting dilithium, moon turf, and rutile. A lot of rutile, actually, all from this. A ton of iron as well, this dense iron ore. So that's 16 stacks of iron ore that we have here, but it's kind of unnecessary since we have that all automated with deep mob learning. I don't know if I really want to bother with making nitric acid. It seems like a bit of a pain. But yeah, let's take all of our hard-earned stuff and we can throw it into our storage system, because what else are we supposed to do with it? A lot of this is basic stuff that we can automate anyway, but we got some nickel, galena, salt, all this stuff. The rutile ore is definitely nice to have. Other than that, I guess the moon turf is pretty cool as well. Sure. But yeah, that's looking pretty good to me. I'd look at that. We completed this entire section over in the upper right-hand corner. So our early game tab is definitely starting to look pretty wrapped up. So I think what we'll probably try to do relatively soon is dive a little bit more into our mid-game tab and maybe go down the route of making these carbon fibers, seeing where that leads. Something I do want to probably go to is the navigating petrochem, because I think this will eventually get us to the next tier of circuit, which I'd like to get to so that I can stop making these really expensive tier 3 circuits. But that's going to require making this distillation tower, so maybe that's something we should do before we go too far into the mid-game tab. But yeah, I'd call this episode a success. We made our nice Microminer. It turned from orange to purple. It's a very nice color. And yeah, I'll wrap it up here. So thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one.